Uh, First and foremost, I thought that our bench brought a lot of great energy. We were able to separate in the fourth because of that. And, Atlanta's guards are a load with the threats that they pose, getting to the rim, their outside shooting. So, we made some adjustments at halftime and, it worked in our favor tonight, but really good energy off of the bench and something that we hadn't had in a couple of games and just really great team effort tonight.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll start off here with a question from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Awesome. Hey, Coach Ken, like you sort of talk about what led to the changes in the lineups there to put Katie Lou in there in place of Steph?
Yeah, before Katie Lou went to 3-on-3, she had a very good game and she started for us at that moment. And, while she was gone, Steph filled in her role and did an amazing job. And one thing that Steph has brought consistently is energy. And one thing that we had lacked coming off the bench was that. So that flip was just kind of putting the pieces back together before that break that before that time period where Lou left. And giving her some familiarity with that first group, which she had already had, and obviously Steph being the consummate professional, and just staying ready. And she had an amazing game today, just by hitting her open shots and defending and just playing the way she's been playing, honestly, these past few games.
Hey, and then just how concerning is it? I believe you talked about it before the game, but just the rebounding and that sort of reared its head there tonight.
Right. One thing that we do give up a lot when we're flying around and trapping is, we become vulnerable in that rebounding spot. And so, we're constantly, driving it home that we need to just finish plays off. And, we will continue to get better at that. Honestly, Percy, just rebounding, offensive rebounding in general, but also, points in the paint. We're giving up a lot of points in the paint. And so, we will continue to try to get better with that. And what Lou can bring and help out, and even Steph can bring, is the ability to go rebound as guards. And, we're not the biggest, but I think it's about, effort and going, to go get the balls. And obviously, as these comes in there and grabs rebounds, and Sadie's got a few today as well. So it's a team effort with rebounding. And I think, as our defense improves, as we get a little bit more solid with one another, I think hopefully, our rebounding improves as well.
And then just this last one from me here, just a thought or two about Jewel Loyd. It seems like she's just keep on doing it and doing it. I mean, that first quarter, she was 5 of 6 for 13 points. Kind of went quiet after that, but was that just because of the game, or what happened there?
Yeah, what else Jewel has done consistently is defended their top players. And so maybe went quiet because we had to change up her matchup, but came back in and hit a couple of big shots, tough shots toward in the second half. And then honestly, being able to rest her in the fourth, I mean, that helps us tremendously. Just being, her consistency, her confidence, and I'll say it again, she puts the work in. It's not a surprise to me that she's playing at such a high level. She did in the bubble consistently for us. And, last year in the bubble, we saw her increase her defensive prowess and her presence and her ability just to give us stability. Now you see just her confidence growing. And to me, she's kind of the one that's been steadying the ship as far as just her consistent level of play on the offensive end. But honestly, the defense is what's really helping us.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate
No problem.
Thanks, Percy. Thanks, Coach. Next, we got a question here from Kevin Pelton. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Coach. First off, we saw Sue out there at the start of the second quarter, Stewie the start of the fourth. You looking at kind of different options for who might play with that second unit?
Yes. Again, you already know kind of where I stand with the lineups too, and just trying to figuring out what's going to work best for this team. And in that second quarter, Sue was then able to play with Pri a little bit more. We found some chemistry there, and so it worked out that we got to rest Sue in the fourth as well, just because we picked it up in the fourth and we didn't have to use her. But yeah, I think leaning toward maybe playing her a little bit more with that unit to give us just a different look, and something that I played with today, and it kind of worked out. So hopefully it continues, and Jordan comes in there and gives us 7 assists and is a plus 19. You know what I mean? And so just keeping everybody confident within their roles and being great within their roles. And tonight you saw that being able to kind of tweak a little bit, but everybody still was able to do their thing.
And then is the zone something you'd like to maybe take a look at a little bit? It seemed to work for you tonight.
It did. It worked for us. And I think moving forward, that's something that we can adjust to. Again, our teams of the past have just been a little bit different defensively. And so this year it's good, bad, and different. We just have a different roster, you know what I mean, and different strengths and weaknesses. And so I think the zone has actually been a strength. It allows us to use our length. You have Lou out there, you have Stewie out there, you have Sadie's out there. I don't know how many feet that is, but that's a lot of feet. You know what I mean? And you have, we just have to clean it up and continue to rebound. But I think that's something that we can work in. And honestly, zone prevents us from having to fly around and trap all the time, and it kind of gives us not a break, not rest, but just a chance to be solid defensively.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Coach. Next question here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks. Hey, Coach, I wanted to kind of touch on that as well. So like a known weakness of the zone defense is giving up offensive rebounds, which you guys were already struggling with. So I guess what went into this decision to go into the zone there? Yeah, I feel like we were also struggling with keeping Hayes in front of us. And I feel like we were also struggling when we're locking up or trying to trap Williams. And so what that did was, I'm not off the top of my head, don't know what they shot in the second half, but what it did was kind of limit their ability to just go at us with a head full of steam. And, it allowed us to just give a different look. Absolutely. Zones are vulnerable. Rebounding is a vulnerability of a zone. And if we can clean that up, I think we'll be okay. But honestly, I'd rather give up twos and threes or then and ones, or let these guards just, get confidence and start cooking. When you see a zone, other teams see a zone, it immediately slows them down, and they now are thinking zone defense instead of man attack. And so that was kind of the premise of that, more so than thinking about rebounding. It was thinking about slowing the guard attack down a little bit more, and just kind of keeping people in front of us, staying out of rotations. Awesome. And then you guys outscored them 50-28 in the second half. Okay. What were the big adjustments there that you guys made to kind of make that difference? Yeah, I think honestly, a team like Atlanta that kind of rushes you, they pressure you. What they do give up, percentage wise, opponents shoot the threes at a high clip on them, and also the twos at almost 50%. So once you kind of get through the first initial aggression, you have wide open shots. So it was a matter of just you see Steph knocking down the open ones, you see us kind of penetrating and finding one more. The biggest, you look at our stats, 27 assists, and keeping our turnovers pretty low. I think that was the name of the game. You get past the pressure, you take care of the ball, you knock down open shots, then hitting open shots becomes contagious. You see one goes through, now your teammate he has one go through, and that now everybody feels good, and now your layups are falling, now you're getting and ones. And I think that's what it was. We had some good momentum, we had a few possessions of good makes, and it became contagious in a positive way. Nice. And last one real quick from me. Do you think that maybe the team was pressing a little bit as far as with the rebounding? Because it seemed like even some of like the rebounds, like could get it and then it'd like slip out of their hands or go out of
Yeah.
bounds. And
Yeah.
is it just like, oh, Atlanta's getting so many offensive rebounds now? There's
Yeah.
like even more pressure.
I think, it's just tough. Williams, she puts pressure on you. Billings is a load to try to just box out and get to, they have Parker, just very athletic, relentless guard, post players. And I think it's a task. It's a tall task. And you think about the ability to have to go box out and then go pursue, and then those balls are going all around. I think, when it's your focus, you're trying so hard to make sure, the goals are met, or that, you keep them below their average. And in that, sometimes it becomes, you see those plays happen. But as long as, we are in our minds understanding that in order to be successful against this team, we have to rebound. As long as we're going for them, and I see multiple bodies going for them, we'll take those.
Awesome. Congratulations on the win.
Thank
Coach.
you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks so much, Coach. And it doesn't look like we have any more questions, so you're all good.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Well, hey, Joel, thanks for being here. We'll start off here with a question from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Awesome. Hey, Joe, I'm just wondering that this game was close in that third quarter, but obviously you guys pulled it away at the end of the third and early in the fourth. Just how did you guys sort of make that happen, if you will?
Our bench was clutch tonight. We changed our defensive schemes a little bit too, made adjustments. So that's, bravo to Noe and Klopp for changing the schemes. But our bench was huge. They came in with a lot of energy. We executed our game plan on defense and got some rebounds that we weren't getting in the first half. So, yeah.
Hey, and then just how, I guess, important is it to have a game like this where a lot of people contribute, your stars play 25 minutes or so, knowing that it's a 5-game and 8-day road trip?
It's super important to have this rest, but it's how we came out in the first half, in the first quarter, of how we set the tone for us, and the energy that the bench brought. I think that's super important for us to make sure that we're maintaining that level of excellence, regardless of what the score is, that we play our way, and to know that everyone chipped in and we felt great about this win and how we played. Hopefully that carries over through the whole road trip.
Awesome. Hey, and then, just also that it seemed like in this game, there was something for everybody. Like everybody kind of gave their little thing, even with sort of Jordan with the 7 assists and, obviously six players. So are these the types of games, that everybody can sort of get something from?
I mean, we just, we want to be peaking at the right time, and we want to make sure we're playing our basketball. So it's super important that people understand their roles, their jobs, and their value on this team. And I think we saw that today, where everyone could chip in, everyone's confident in what they can do. And, we want to see that. We want to see that more. And so this is exciting for us. And I'm sure the confidence of everyone on this team is very high right now. But we want to maintain our excellence throughout the season.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Joel. Next question here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Jewel, Tiffany Hayes led them in scoring with the 22 points, but she had 16 of those in the first half. What were the defensive adjustments you guys made to slow her down there?
Try to get her away from her left hand as much as possible. Just be aware where she's at, and kind of crowd the space a little bit. But, she's a great player. She's super quick and fast, so it's hard to keep her in front. I mean, she does a great job of contorting her body to, not get charge calls, and she's a great finisher around the rim. So for us, it's just trying to maintain her as much as possible. But I think the second half, we're more aware of our scheme and our help defense, and just trying to limit her, her drives to the basket.
And then you had another fantastic game tonight with the 18 points, 13 in the first quarter. In the second quarter, you just had the one shot. Do you feel like you need to be more aggressive there?
No, I mean, I think, I let the game come to me, so I don't want to force shots. I took some forced shots late in the first quarter, I think it was, but I just want to play my game. Let the game come to me. I mean, I know this talent on this team is very high, and we're gonna get the shots that we want. And so, no, I read the game, and if I need to be more aggressive, depending on the score and time, I can be. But I trust our teammates, and we'll figure it out. So, no, I feel good. I missed the free throw though, so I gotta clean that up. I'm sick of missing free throws, so that's on me. That's probably the most frustrating thing about this game is missing my free throw.
Okay. And then just last one for me. You guys went into the zone defense today for a good amount. How do you like playing in the zone versus man to man?
We're super long, so it helps. It's something that we want to switch up our defense and our different looks. When you play a team so many times, people obviously scout what they can do. So having a mismatch of how other teams are going to play us and having a good zone is something we always want to have in our back pocket. So we're still a work in process and progress in that, but it was a good change up definitely for tonight, and we'll build off that.
Awesome. Thank you, Jewel.
Thanks, Joel. And then we've got one more here from Masvita from Cascadia Sportsnet. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Jewel, I think you touched base a little bit on this. Is this what chemistry and familiarity looks like tonight in terms of the team, everybody knowing their roles? Is this the beginning of that?
Yeah, I think so. We're still ways away from where we want to be. And I think that's the beauty of this team and the beauty of a season, that you could keep building on so many little things that lead to big things. And so the fact that tonight everyone felt great, everyone felt like they knew what they were going to do, everyone chipped in. It was beauty to see. We want to make sure that our camaraderie is there and our teamwork's there. And we saw that tonight. We were fun. We were laughing. We were smiling. We were together, and that's something that we, are really big on here in Seattle is that chemistry. So yeah, we'll take that as a plus.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Jewel. And I think that was the last question, so you're good to go. And I believe Steph will be here next. Well, hey, Steph, thanks for being here. Congratulations on hitting 500 points. We'll start off with a question here from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
That's awesome. Congratulations on 500 points there. Hey, I'm just curious about the fourth quarter there. When you're sort of in that sort of midst of a personal 8-0 run, can you tell at the moment that that's the knockout blow?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Sure. And at the beginning of the fourth, and you personally score 8 straight points, can you tell when you're doing that that's going to be what's going to knock the other team out?
Yeah, I think when our starters start building a lead and you sub in your bench, if we can come on and hold and extend that lead, that's kind of what our team needs right now. We've been struggling a little bit when we go to our bench, and moving forward, I think that's going to be a goal of ours. If our bench can come in and increase on what the starters are doing, it's going to be big for us.
Hey, and then just in these types of games, when you play a team back to back, so you've done this twice already, you'll face Atlanta again on Friday. And when you've done it twice already, you guys are 0-2 in those games. Just what types of things need to happen? So, I mean, obviously it's somewhat of a weird situation to play a team sort of back to back like this, but that's what the league is doing this year.
Yeah, it's definitely very different, not normal. So it's something we'll get better at. I guess we have to get better at going to practice tomorrow, improving on what we need to improve on, because they're doing the same. They're going to training and they're figuring out what they need to do to stop us. And we need to do the same, figure out what we need to do to get better, try to guess what they're going to do to us, and just figure out new ways to score and get better. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Steph. Next question here from Jeff Brown Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Stephanie. So you guys just had the 2-point lead at halftime, but in the second half, you guys end up outscoring them 50-28. So what were the big adjustments that you guys made in that second half?
Yeah, I think defensively we made a few adjustments. Tiff Hayes was starting to get off too easy. The guards were getting in there too much, and they were getting way too many offensive rebounds. I think that was the big one. They had a lot of points off offensive rebounds and second chance points. I think in the second half, they might have only had 4 offensive rebounds, which was a game changer. It allows us to run at the other end and play the style of basketball we want to play when we can get the stops, get the rebounds, and run.
And then you led the bench with 13 points, but the bench in total had 30, which is obviously amazing. How important is that for the team and also to get the starters extra rest?
Yeah, I think that's been a big emphasis over the last few days, figuring out how we can get our bench going and grooving together so that we can give our starters more minutes. We've got 5 games in 9 days. Our starters can't play 35 minutes a game. So I think today was a good start. It's what we need to bring every game so that we can get rest in our big minute players.
And then last one from me, you guys went into the zone defense for a good portion of that game. How do you like, I guess, playing zone versus playing man-to-man?
I mean, personally, I prefer to play man-to-man, but obviously the zone was working. It was throwing them off what they wanted to do. So we stayed in it. And if that's what we need to do, yeah, it worked. It was good.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thanks, Steph. We've got one more here from Masvita from Cascadia Sportsnet. Go ahead.
Yeah, Stephanie, how important was the on-ball defense for you guys, just in terms of staying in front and minimizing their shots, whether you're in the zone or the man-to-man, that still kind of the same in terms of keeping the defender from the person
Yeah, I
from
think
the basket?
that was a big difference from the first half to the second half. The first half, we were letting Courtney Williams get into a jumper and get downhill. We were letting Tiff Hayes kind of do what she wanted to do. So yeah, it was a big adjustment we made from the first half to the second half to change up our defense, keep them in front. Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Steph.
Thank you.
We'll have Katie Lou in here next. Cool. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll start off here with a question from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Awesome. Hey Lou, was like that the most comfortable that you had felt since you came back to the team?
Yeah, for sure. I think today was a really game overall for everyone, but I definitely felt comfortable out there.
Is there just something about sort of the chemistry, if you will, when you're out there with that starting group that just you, I don't know, like just kind of know where to be, can play off those guys, can find your spots and find your offense?
I mean, I think, when you're playing with Sue Bird running point, I think anyone who's on the court with her has an easy time to just play off of her. She's one of the greatest point guard to ever play. But I would say, yeah, I feel comfortable with them. But, we have rotations that we're going to need to play together and figure out everyone having good chemistry.
And then just how important was it to just have a game like this where everyone contributes and your starters don't really play big minutes, knowing that it's a 5-game, 8-day road trip?
Huge. I think, we showed that we can get contributions from every person on the team. We're very, very deep. We're very versatile. And if we can continue to play as a group that well, it's going to be a lot easier. People don't have to play these huge minutes, these massive amounts of minutes, and that's going to help everyone down the road.
There you go. All right, Lou, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next question here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Katie Lou. So just talk about that second half. You guys outscored them 50-28. Obviously, it was a 2-point game going into halftime. What were the big differences and adjustments you guys made?
I think we adjusted our defense a little bit and kind of just, tried to take away what was working for them. And offensively, I think we just really took care of the ball, played calm, and got the right shots we needed to.
And then Jewel Loyd's been on quite a streak. She was Western Conference Player of the Week, and then she led you guys again with 18 points tonight. Just talk about Jewel's performance a bit.
Yeah, she's been great. She's really stepped up for us in huge moments, and I think all of us know that we can count on her. No one has a doubt that any game, she can do what she's been doing. But I see her continuing to do that. I know even the games that I wasn't here for, I was keeping up with it, and she's a big player for us. So we're going to continue to need her to do all that stuff that she's doing.
And then, so obviously against Dallas in that last game, you guys are up 7 and they scored the final 8 points to win the game. How important was it in this game? You're going in the fourth quarter. I think you're up either 8 or 9, and you guys pushed that lead to 20 to kind of just put them out of it.
Yeah, that's something that we definitely need to, make sure that we have that 7-8 point lead that we keep pushing. We can't let up. We can't let them back with easy threes or things that keep their momentum going. And we did a good job of just taking care of that today.
Awesome. Great game.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lou. I think you're all good to go.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.